Okay, so let's just back up here for a minute and go over these just one more time. Snowflake, that's for nothing but AC. Snowflake with the squiggly lines, that's the I can't say the word. It's to dehumidify your bus. Wet weather, cold weather, windows fogging up. This switch right here is to recirculate the air inside your bus. This flame is for the preheater, the Webasto. Only use it in cold weather. And like I said, don't touch that switch unless I show you exactly how to mess with it. This is your passenger fan switch. So just like the thermometer, watch this. I can hit this switch. Right now it's on 36%. I'm going to bring my arrow up. Look at that. 57, 62, 67, 72, 85. I think 85 is the maximum it will go to. Now, one thing to note. When you're turning up your passenger fan, go over here. Take a look up here above the passengers' heads. You guys notice you got two vents up there. Now, if all of a sudden you have a customer that says, driver, I'm not getting any air blowing on me, what you got to do is, you see the outside of those circles there that have the little dimples around it? What they got to do is twist that. Twist it left or twist it right. And that will allow the air to either not blow or blow, depending on how much they want it to go on there. Here's one other note. If you have the passenger door open to your bus, you will not get maximum fan speed coming from for your passengers. You've got to close this door. And once you close this door, then your fan speeds will come back up. Now, there's the fan speeds coming back up to 85% right at this point now. Now, let's go to our driver's AC control. So now that you've got the snowflake on for the whole bus, actually, at this point, the only thing that's different about your driver's controls is this switch up here is so that you can recycle or recirculate the air for yourself up here. Again, you see a skunk in the road, you see a grass fire or something, you don't want to get all the smoke into the bus. You can activate that and it'll prevent the vents from pulling in the air from outside. Now, this switch here, this is for your comfort when it comes to your fans. And again, same thing. You twist this to the right or to the left in order to get as much air as you want blowing on yourself, which there's two of them here. There's another one over there by the door. Now, this switch here actually is for the heater portion of your HVAC control system here. This is not for your AC. Okay? This is basically to control the amount of heat that you want coming in. And if you want defroster, you've got to turn this switch all the way to the right. And then sure enough, you can hear it blowing real hard coming out of the vents for your defroster. Okay? Now, here's my thermometer for my comfort. And again, all you got to do is twist this. You'll see I've got it on absolute minimum. But again, I like to keep it, because I love cold. I turn it just so it comes on to 54 degrees. If you've got it at 54, trust me, that's as cold as you can get. But one thing you have to remember about AC in a motor coach, it only allows your interior temperature to drop by about 20, if you're lucky, maybe 25 degrees. Okay? It's not like a car. So if you're expecting your vehicle to get down to 40 degrees like your car, it's not going to happen. If it's 100 degrees outside, you're good if you can get your bus below about 80, 78 or so, which, believe me, is a lot more comfortable than 100 degrees. People notice it a lot better than not having AC. So that's pretty much your AC, except I do want to make a note. I do want to give you guys a heads up. If you're ever driving our blue bus, which is our blue Temsa, which is a year older than this bus, sometimes you'll notice that when you go to press this snowflake, you'll see a picture of a lock that'll come on your display here. Basically what that's telling you is, hey, what you're requesting right now, I don't want to give you. And you're going, wait a minute, I need AC. Well, here's the thing. In order to trick this, what you got to do is you got to go to, remember, our other Temsa has a key start. So in order to start that bus, you've got to turn the key on first, let your dash wake up, and then you hit a red start switch on our blue Temsa 4002. So to get that snowflake to come on no matter what or where, all you got to do at the same time that you're turning on this power, put your finger on the snowflake. As soon as you turn that power on and your dash wakes up, let your finger go, and I'll guarantee you that green light will be on. Then you can do your adjustments and get your temperature as cold as you want. But here's one other note. If for some reason, even after doing that on the blue bus, you've turned the key, you got the green light to come on, you still don't seem to be getting cold air out of your vents, what you got to do, unfortunately, is turn all of this off, turn everything to the off position, go out of your bus, turn that power switch in the battery compartment off, count to 10, then reboot it, come back in your bus, start your bus back up, put your snowflake on. I guarantee you your AC will blow as cold as it can at that point. So that's pretty much it for the air conditioning system on here. Other than one other note, we're going to go outside to talk about this. All right, everybody. We were just inside the vehicle and I was showing you how to operate the switches for the AC and technically the heater also. Here's one thing that for some reason some drivers are under the impression that if you go to what's called the energy station here, you can help keep the bus cooler by turning certain valves off on this vehicle. Let me assure you, that is a fallacy. These switches back here, these valves, you can do more harm by turning these off than you can by just not touching them and leaving them alone. If you've got an AC problem, there's other things you can do other than attempting to come back here and turning off the ability of your water, your coolant, to go forward in your bus. Always remember something. These vehicles have to have the coolant circulating in order to get AC or heat. So here's the valves that we're talking about. Okay? First off, this is the pump. And this pump is what sends your cool air, cool or hot water forward, so you can defrost, you can do a lot of different things. And this hose here, as it comes along here, comes to a red knob that can be turned to the left or turned to the right. You always want to make sure that that valve is turned so that when you turn your AC on, or your heater if you want heat, this hose becomes firm. If this hose does not become firm, you've got that valve in the wrong position, or somebody had turned it on you. By all means, do not ever mess with that if it's in the correct position. Because if you turn that valve off, what'll happen is pressure builds up, especially when the drivers come back over here. If you guys can see back here, there's a lever. I can pull the lever down, which is off. I can put the lever back up. Here's the problem. If this lever is in a down position and that is turned on, now you've got coolant coming into this line, building up pressure on this pump with nowhere to go. Okay? So what do you think happens? Well, something's got to give. And what gives is this hose right here. And once this hose goes, it's all over with, folks. You're going to lose your coolant in about 3 minutes. And then you're stuck. So please, by all means, always make sure this lever is in the position that runs right along the pipe itself in this bus. And make sure that this switch here, it's actually a valve, is turned so that the coolant is able to go into this pump. So this is, again, what's known as the energy station on this bus.